Hello viewers, this is Sandeep Thanki welcoming you to Procure Evolve. In this video, we are going to discuss the management process called request for quotation. Earlier, we have made one video which is lying in this channel explaining the basics, the introduction about RFX document. RFX means request for information, that is RFI, request for proposal, that is RFP, and request for quotation, that is RFQ. So viewers who have not yet watched that video, may please go and watch that introductory video. In this video, we are going to delve a little bit deeper into this management process called request for quotation. So let's get started. The topics that we are going to cover in this video are as per following. What is RFQ and its core purposes? Why RFQ is a foundation of procurement process, RFQ management, good practices, advantages of well-managed RFQ process, and finally, we are going to declare a bonus gift and that we will announce during the course of this video. So stay tuned. Let's get into the topics now. Topic number 1, RFQ overview. What is RFQ? The full form of RFQ is request for quotation. The basic concept of RFQ is the organization, when they are intending to set up a project, maybe an infrastructure project or maybe a manufacturing facility. It can be a housing project or it can be a medical facility. It may be a college or educational campus or a bridge. Any organization, when they are coming up with a project, they need to source some material from the market. So for this purpose, they have to approach various suppliers, service providers and subcontractors to acquire various goods, services and composite works. So for that, the buyer organization, the organization who is setting up the project, they have to issue their requirements to the market against which the suppliers or the service providers will submit their quotation. So the document through which the buying organization conveys their requirements, technical, commercial, quality related requirements to the market, to the vendors, to the suppliers and the service provider, that document is called request for quotation. This is the basic understanding of the request for quotation document. The core purpose of the RFQ document is to ensure transparency, competitiveness of prices and the products being acquired, and enhance the value for money spent by the buyer organization. These are the three major purposes which the RFQ document is expected to serve. Now let us discuss the buyer's objective during the RFQ process. The very first thing is to define the techno-commercial requirements very clearly. The buyer organization should collate the necessary information in the RFQ document very precisely. This details covers the technical requirements, the commercial terms and conditions, the project specifications, site information, site related data and the performance expectations, the performance parameters. This everything the buyer organization will have to state very clearly in the RFQ documents. The second objective of the buyer is to generate the best competition amongst the qualified suppliers. The adequate number of suppliers on board during the RFQ process helps the buyer organization to generate adequate amount of competition, which helps the buyer organization to get better quotes. The next objective of the buyer organization is to select the best offer based on price. Now when we say best price offer, we should not get confused with the acquisition cost or acquisition price. The smart buyers, they focus on total cost of ownership or total cost of operations. There can be the parameters such as quality, value creation, lead time, that is the time to complete the services or the time required for manufacturing and supply the goods. Now let us touch upon the supplier's opportunity. Number 1, during the RFQ process, suppliers or the service providers gets an opportunity to showcase their technical and financial capabilities, their operational expertise, their ability to offer value added products. Next, RFQ process gives the supplier and the service provider to win new business, and if they are engaged with the organization in an existing business relationship, they get the opportunity to strengthen the existing business relationship. Next, supplier gets an opportunity to design and implement innovative solutions to build and sustain a competitive advantage. Now let us discuss some strategic importance of the RFQ document. Point number 1, that is accuracy. The RFQ document should contain the precise information in respect of the technical requirements, the commercial terms and conditions, the quality related requirements, the completion period, warranty guarantee terms, etc. All efforts should be made to avoid any ambiguous information becoming part of the RFQ document. Next, efficiency. When the RFQ process is streamlined, when good practices of the RFQ documents are in place, it makes the RFQ process efficient. How it helps the project? It reduces the turnaround time. Now the next point is effectiveness. When the buyer and the seller organization, they enter into a business relationship, there are certain risks which the buyer organization as well as the seller organization will have to account for. More detailed is the exercise conducted during the RFQ process in respect of risk mitigation. Better would be the flow of execution. So based on these points that we have just touched upon, that is buyers, objectives, opportunity for sellers and the strategic objectives, we can say that the RFQ is not just a step, rather it is a critical building block that shapes the entire sourcing and procurement process. Now let's get into the topic number 2, why RFQ is a foundation of procurement process. Well-managed RFQ process hugely helps the buyer to ensure procurement of right quality, right amount of materials and services, right price, product or services are delivered in time, right place, then right source, right terms. Now let's get to the topic number 3, RFQ management practices. The RFQ process itself is a very broad process. It can further be broken into distinct stages, each stage with key tasks, common pitfalls. There may be some routine practices which the organizations across the globe follows. And of course there are some recommended good practices and the benefits of adopting the good practices. So our focus here would be to touch upon the recommended good practices of RFQ process management. Let's dive deep into some of the good practices of RFQ process management. Let's start with good practices of gathering and collating RFQ inputs. So whenever any organization starts to draft the RFQ document, the first step is to gather the relevant information from the client's documents, that is client's technical specification, commercial terms and conditions, client's contract, client's EHS requirement, environment, health and safety requirements, client's quality requirements. There can be some financial implications, some guarantee and warranty parameters that needs to be sufficed. There can be some legal implications as well. It is very much important that when RFQ informations are collated, the buyer organization should involve the design and engineering team, operations team, engineering consultants, project management consultants, even the construction team, legal team and finance and accounting teams. Next step is compile details such as pre-qualification criteria needs to be very categorically specified in the RFQ document. Technical specifications including all applicable standards, the statutory requirements if any, delivery completion schedule, payment terms and bid evaluation criteria and other critical details. All such details have to be compiled with a clinical precision. So it is very much important that the RFQ document is standardized, proper checklist is followed, so all important things are covered in the RFQ document. Now let us discuss good practices of RFQ preparation, that is drafting the RFQ. Draft a comprehensive RFQ package. It should include a cover letter. Popularly we call it bid invitation notice. It should narrate the scope very explicitly. It should also specify the instruction for the bidder as to how they should prepare the bid, what all are the things expected to be provided by the bidder, and how they are going to submit their bids. This entire information package has to be provided in the RFQ document. The buyer should attach detailed technical specifications, guaranteed technical particulars, data sheets, drawings, list of applicable standards, international codes and bill of quantity, etc. along with the RFQ document. The buyer should attach general and particular terms and conditions. Good practices of RFQ preparation. Keep bill of quantity and bill of material data, document version controlled and up to date. This is very much important because what happens is, in a big project, when the RFQ is issued at the same time at the back end in the buyer organization, there might be some revision because so many people have given their input and they are also on the job continuously working upon the technical as well as commercial issues. So they may come up with revised requirements. There may be revision in the bill of quantity, bill of material, or the drawings or the applicable codes or various sub-documents attached with the RFQ document. So all documents attached with the RFQ has to be version controlled. Cross-functional reviews has to be conducted to ensure that nothing important is missed. RFQ may be a complex document for a critical package items. Civil team, structural team, mechanical team, electrical, instrumentation, process and operational as well as construction team. At times, PMTs, project management team, may have certain crucial points to review. The cross-functional review is a very critical activity during the compilation and drafting of the RFQ document. The language of the RFQ document has to be very clear and unambiguous. Any ambiguity in the RFQ document might result into dispute during the course of the project execution. Next, the bid evaluation criteria have to be explicitly specified. Now let us discuss good practices, RFQ review and approval. Conduct detailed cross-functional review of the draft RFQ. Verify technical specification, legal clauses and budget items, etc. Next point is obtain formal approval from engineering, procurement, legal and management as may be required. Next, enforce a formal review approval workflow before release of the RFQ. Have procurement / purchasing lead coordinate with stakeholders to ensure thorough review is conducted and corrections from across the disciplines / the department heads are collated. Good practices, RFQ issuance and distribution. Finalize the list of pre-qualified suppliers, vendors and the service providers and issue the RFQ with all attachments through official channels to ensure necessary approvals are in place. Provide clear instruction, format and contact points. Set a realistic submission deadline. Send the RFQ via an e-procurement portal / software or through a tracked email system to all shortlisted / pre-qualified suppliers or the vendors. Use an RFQ cover letter or portal announcement to give identical guidance to all prospective bidders. Good practices for RFQ clarification and coordination. Collect and answer bidders' queries during query resolution period. Provide clarification in explicit manner. Issue any clarification or addenda to all participants simultaneously. If a pre-bid meeting or site visit is held, have it documented and distribute the crucial gist of the same to all bid participants. Maintain a formal question and answer log or use an RFQ portal to post all questions and answers publicly. Good practices, bid receipt and opening. Receive and securely log all bids as per the stipulated bid due dates. Maintain bid confidentiality until official opening of the bids. open bids together under controlled conditions immediately after bid closing date. Strictly enforce the submission deadline at closing time. Open all bids simultaneously in bid opening meeting. Record the bid opening minutes. Due care as well as transparency to be ensured while allowing bidders to review the bids during the opening meeting. Now, good practices, bid evaluation and selection. First, check each bid for compliance with responsiveness, technical requirements, pass or fail. Use a predefined evaluation framework, that is, weighted scorecard, to rate bids on price, quality, delivery, performance, guarantee scores, etc. Buyer organization may compute total cost of ownership or do a cost benefit analysis for key options. Apply multi-criteria decision analysis, that is MCDA, or similar weighted scoring. Involve a cross-functional evaluation team to rate each bid consistently. Document all rating and decisions. Now, good practices during negotiations. Prepare a clear negotiation objective, that is target price, must have terms, etc., and conduct extensive market / supplier data research. Engage the shortlisted bidders to negotiate final price, delivery schedule, and other terms and conditions of the contract. Use principled and integrative negotiation approach to expand mutual value. Leverage market trends and supplier performance data to justify positions. Aim for creative trade-offs that benefit both sides, that is buyer and the seller. Now, good practices for contract award and closeout. Officially select and notify the winning supplier. Finalize and sign the contract or the purchase order. Confirm final deliverables, timelines, and transition to project kickoff. Immediately notify the chosen supplier and execute all agreement, that is contracts, PO, etc. Issue debriefs to unsuccessful bidders, thanking them and explaining why their bid was not selected. Topic number 4. Advantages of well-managed RFQ process. Prevents costly mistakes. Early detection of scope gaps or errors ensures compliance with project strategy, budget, and contract terms, minimizing rework and disputes. Supports transparent selection. Structured evaluation methods such as MCDA provides clarity on what is most important, cost, quality, or risk, and help justify supplier choices objectively. It enables easy comparison. Standardized RFQ yields apple-to-apples bids, making technical and commercial comparison clear and efficient. It improves quality of the quotation. High quality, complete RFQ attract better prepared, more competitive supplier responses. It boosts the efficiency. A well-managed RFQ process saves time and reduces internal coordination issues. It streamlines procurement cycles. It promotes fair evaluation. When all vendors work from the same technical and commercial details, it reduces disputes and improves trust in the outcomes. It helps strengthen supplier-buyer relationships. Fair treatment, clear communication, and proper closure foster long-term collaboration, innovation, and mutual respect. It drives consistency and trust. A predictable and well-executed process encourages supplier confidence and long-term participation, increases competition and fairness. A transparent RFQ process broadens vendor participation and levels the playing field. It ensures uniform communication. E-procurement tools ensure all suppliers receive the same information at the same time, creating an audit trail and reducing confusions. It reduces miscommunication. Accurate, detailed scope cut down on clarifications, saving time and efforts for both sides, that is buyer and the seller. It avoids quoting errors. A complete and accurate bill of quantity / bill of material leads to correct pricing and better commercial alignment. It provides legal and operational clarity. Proper closure and communication provides a legal foundation to proceed and maintain vendor goodwill for the future RFQs, for the future dealings. So topic number 5, the bonus which we promised to offer during the course of this video. We are happy to share with you a detailed checklist, though it is a generic one, but we have made a detailed checklist which covers step-by-step checkpoints to streamline the RFQ process. We are hopeful that your organization will make best use of this document. So this is what we had in this video. This is Sandeep Thanki signing off now. Goodbye.